I mean, your society is trying to produce. Yeah.
Triple bottom line is actually similar to what we have in HR.
Okay.
Like people, planet, profit.
Oh, people, planet, profit. So you have to save the planet also to make a
Yes,
very good
indeed.
profit. Otherwise, it will not be sustained, and everything will be lost in the future, right?
Sustainability is not only for one area, not
Okay.
like mining, environmental, but also related on the communication. We need communication people
right,
so that
right.
we can communicate properly. Because if we don't have a good regulatory and we cannot implement it, what's the
point?
purpose?
What's the point?
Especially for if we have the businessman. Businessmen think about profit.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes, oh yes, decarbonizers, carbon activists all over the world. Welcome back to another episode of Carbon Forum. With me, Pumbida Hidayatullah, as always. And we are going to discuss a lot of things related to what's so-called green human resources or green HR. And there is already he's not new to me because he's a very good friend of mine. And we've been friends like for a long time, like more than 30 years. And he's next to me now, Mr. Ari Cayanto. Welcome, Pak Ari. How are you?
Welcome, Pak Pumbi.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
that's
I
great,
hope you're fine as well.
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Thank you for being with us. And
My
it's
pleasure.
going to be a very interesting discussion today. And yeah, you're the Secretary General of the ISSP. What
Yes.
is that? Sounds like internet provider or something like that. No,
Yes, I always known as an internet provider.
that's right. I thought it's got something to do with it. Then
No,
you
it's
switched to
different.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah, switches different things. Internet provider is ISP, right?
ISP,
Internet service
this
provider.
is ISSP, right?
Another S.
Okay.
So
what does it stand for?
So ISP stands for International Society of Sustainability Professionals.
Wow. Now we're talking about sustainability, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
related to the carbon sort of thing, right?
Indeed.
Now, so what is your role there? You're Secretary General, so it means that you have an important role there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just appointed last year as a Secretary General for
Okay.
the ISSP Indonesian chapter.
Oh, Indonesian chapter. So it's an international sort of thing, right?
Yeah, it's international based on in US.
Okay.
So it's we have like around 300 people there. It's
In the US or here?
Indonesia.
In Indonesia.
Indonesia
All right,
only.
right.
US around 44,000
Really?
member
Wow.
in
Okay.
53 countries, more than 50
Okay.
countries.
Oh, so this thing is actually a sort of global sort of movement or anything like that. And
Yeah,
what
it's
is your
also-
goal? What is your goal?
And also there is a certifications.
Oh,
We have
alright.
2 certifications called SEA, Sustainability Excellence Associate,
Okay.
and the second is Sustainability Excellence Professionals.
All right.
So, well, the role is to let people more aware, more actions on anything related on the sustainability. As you
Okay.
know that now it's not global warming, it's
Yeah,
global boiling, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Of course, for Indonesia, it will be like a
we're
threat.
actually experiencing now, yeah.
Yeah,
Even though we put our air conditioner like to the maximum, still hot air coming in.
and then you getting it worse because more energy is sucking up.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and more heating up
That's right,
because
that's
it's
right.
exposed by your air conditioning.
That's right.
Right.
Correct. So, what sort of professionals that are you trying to? I mean, your society is trying to produce. Yeah.
So we have many different roles.
Okay.
I just got the certifications last year, July 2023,
Yeah.
right? And my background actually in HR.
Okay.
I'm also with 300 HR director with the
Okay.
GNICA, Gerakan Nasional Indonesia Kompeten.
Okay.
So I joined ISSP Sustainability. Why I concern on the sustainability? Because of the triple bottom line is actually similar to what we have in HR.
Okay.
Like people, planet, profit.
Oh, people, planet, profit. So you have to save the planet also to make
Yes,
a very
indeed.
good profit. Otherwise, it will not be sustained, and everything will be lost in the
Yeah.
future, right? Okay.
Because in the sustainable development is that we not only doing for our good, but also concern on the next generation to be
Yeah.
able to live on,
Uh,
right?
so PPP, right?
PPP and then now
In
become
politics, there is a party called PPP, and it is the color is green. Fadili,
well, yeah.
Fadili is green. The color is green. And also in Singapore, there is a party called PPP also. Pay, something like that. No, that was just a joke.
Yeah.
So PPP,
People, planet, and profit.
Okay, so the company must sort of focus on establishing these three, basically.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, getting the harmony of these three issues, right?
Yeah, because we also concerned on ESG on the
Of
governance,
course, yeah.
environment, social, and governance.
Okay.
As the associations of Indonesian, there is also for the what you call it, the company. They concern only 35% of the company concern only knows and understand about ESG. That concern me as well.
Okay.
So as the HR, I'm as an HR. So I have to introduce, share about this movement, right?
All right. So, what do you think about the role of the government in assisting you to achieve this? Do you think there is sort of assistance from them, or you have to do it on your own? And what is your expectations towards the government for this?
Yeah, I know that the government's already what do you call it? There is a law on the Kyoto Protocol. There's already regulated Paris Agreement, and also there is a Bappenas for the 17th SDGs. There for us, it's already there. But then, as an HR, right, we have to introduce more on the company and also the employee. But then, I think that's not enough, as we have to introduce as early as possible.
Oh, okay.
So we have to concern related on
like when you said early, it's like before the
elementary school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Have to,
before they get into the society,
company,
right?
society, that we have to introduce to the
right.
So that they're aware that their behavior, like throwing the garbage everywhere, using the plastic, use the
peeing not everywhere. Yeah,
of course, or
just kidding.
spitting.
Just kidding. Yeah, spitting anywhere. Yeah, I mean, that sounds very, very noble. Yeah, the efforts. But so far, when you said that you're a society, what is your actually aim at the moment? Like you're trying to touch the professionals that in the working level, right?
Yeah, we have before it was like the community mostly from mining industry, right? Now we have sustainability is not only for one area, not like mining, environmental, but also related on the communication. We need a communication people so that we can communicate properly. The second, we have to have the law, the regulatory, how to deal with it. Because if we don't have a good regulatory and we cannot implement it, there is a stick and carrot. People will think, okay, what's the purpose? What's the point? Especially if we have the businessman. Businessmen think about profit, mainly profit. Then they think, oh, there is a Kuznets theory, right? They use as profit as much as possible. Then they don't care related on the environment because they think everybody's doing it. Why should I care about the environment? Why should I care about the social? Then if we don't put it on the regulatory base, then the government, the company will not do it.
Yeah.
Now there is a POJK 51, right? So that every year the company should produce on the sustainability report,
Right.
but only for the private company. Right? Not for the all company.
Yeah. For the listed company, you mean?
Sorry?
For the listed company.
Oh yeah, the listed company. Listed company. But then there is like in the US or in Europe, not only for the listed company, but all companies,
all the companies to do it. And the good thing is, if they are not doing it, then they will be
there's some punishment.
Yeah, there's a punishment,
right?
or
there's something like a fee, penalty, or they cannot do more or export or import because of they are not doing it.
Yeah, basically now the report is trying to encourage investors to come in, green investors to come in. That's all. So the benefit for the listed companies normally will attract more investment. That's just it. But otherwise, there's no punishment whatsoever. But I remind you that 2025, there's going to be something called the carbon tax will be introduced. So that might be the turning point on this matter. So people will need to be more aware on this kind of thing. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, that's a kind of a Pigouvian tax or sin tax, right? To Pigouvian tax, carbon tax is because this penalty, right? Sin tax is because we need to reduce on the carbon, right?
Yeah.
The most important also, not only for the investor, attraction for the investor, but also related on the employee.
Okay.
Many research, including Indonesian, said that the Gen Z, they are more attracted and can be retained if the company and the leader show about the climate
care or something like that. Climate change care, whatever. Yeah.
If the company or the the leader they will work for is not showing that, it's a purpose and a passion, right?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that also because the Gen Z especially, they know that they will be living in this planet like longer than us, right? I mean, not longer in the sense of the period, but they will be inheriting this planet. So they don't want the planet to be like sort of being exhausted because of the too much expansive sort of activities. So that's the thing. So they like, when they see a leader or, company owners or something that is actually caring about the environment. And so,
That's why I think as an HR, human resource practitioner, they need to lead on this kind of movement, right? Because need to be a proper organizations. There is a lot, like one research why the productivity is not working because of the organization is not proper or too much busy with the work, right? It's if too much busy with the work, then it's a part of the society of the from part of the ESG, right?
So social issue. I mean, even sustainability report, it doesn't actually cover the whole ESG sort of methodology and coverage. Sustainability report mostly only covers related to the environmental issue.
Actually,
it's touching, but it's not actually covering the whole lot. I mean, ESG is much more complicated and much more complete related to the issue on the carbonization, I would say. And I think ESG needs to be introduced also to the community of the business communities and the whole society, basically. But what I'm saying is now, I would like to ask you to join the activities on what we're doing in my associations, that we're actually promoting this kind of thing. And we are very much interested in your idea in creating a green HR. But please elaborate a little bit more about the green HR that you're talking. I mean, I know that it's basically a professional that really cares about it, but how do we can actually achieve a green HR sort of status?
Okay. So for green HR, we know we cover the employee journey end to end from attract, recruit, onboarding, development until offboarding. And there is
until their pensions,
until the pension. Even if they are okay, sorry boss, I have another opportunity that we have to take care as well as the alumni, right? So we cannot just like kick them out, right? But so from the green HR, we need to comply all the employee journey from attract until offboarding, not only related on the law, first omnibus law now, the working of the law, right? But also related on disabilities. I don't know how many company that comply with this 1% of the total employee need. You have to recruit disability, right? For BUMN, for the government,
because of the disability law,
2%, right? But I don't know how many that already complied. But then for the green HR, we need to comply that. Right? And then we have to give the education related how the user can working with our disabilities. Right. And also, we need to see on the other side, as the green HR, as the HR professional, need to understand related what is ESG. How do I comply with that? What about GRI? There is a GRI Global Report Initiative that many companies using it. Although there is a ESSB, EFRS, something that related as CDP. But then they need to understand related in rating, sustainability, MSP, something like that. MSCI, if I'm not mistaken. They need to understand about the framework. They need to, so that in Indonesia there is like a Prisma for the hak asasi manusia. And also there is a proper human rights. And also there is a proper as a KLHK, right, for the environment. But we need to be like more proactive. If they don't know what they do, they just like doing the administrative, right?
But it's not really implementing it as is, So they just want to just keep it in everything in sort of administrative record and all, reporting it accordingly. But then nothing is done actually, right?
So
I witnessed this many times already in a lot of institutions in this country. So we have to sort of look at this like in what you call it, the magnifying glass, like very close.
Otherwise, as an HR, you cannot like be close to CEO, right?
That's right.
As this SR, then close to CEO, then you need to lead the business, give the value, not only just an administrative, right? There is a strategic. How do I not creating the culture, creating the organization?
Values,
you can give the value, right? Yes. Good. Several years ago, mostly doing the administrative, paycheck, recruit. Okay, boss, you need to train what? Okay, but now we need to more creative.
Like if you look at the sustainable reports from like even big companies, like for example in Indonesia, sometimes we can actually notice that they do it like, okay, this is just for a compliant sort of forsaken, and then that's it. They're not actually really care about the quality of the sustainability report. So yeah, I mean that kind of thing. So I think what we need to do is actually we need to create the society that demands more, yeah, in the economic so-called players. So yeah, their responsibilities is very require. I mean, we require them to actually comply more rather than us comply more. So yeah, hopefully we can actually. I mean, it's not going to be like turning around. We're turning it around like quickly, like switching your hand like that. But
of course,
yeah,
there's
a long way to go. Yeah.
There is sustainability is a journey.
That's right. That's right. So we're talking about like years, the years sort of process. But it's been very interesting. It's been very good discussion, and I really appreciate that you share this with us. And of course, this is going to be like starting a new sort of partnership for the future. I think I'm very interested in developing more into the issue on the green HR. But if you have like a couple of things to share with the audience, please, like 1-2 minutes, please.
Oh yeah, thank you very much again, Pak Pumpi, for the opportunity to share about the green HR. Of course, for the leader, especially for the business owner, CEO, people or employee is the value, is the most important asset.
Yeah, right? Human capital.
Human capital is the most important asset that you have to take care. First, there is like a quote that known as, if you take care of your employee, then they will take care of your business.
That's right.
If the employee experience is good among others, then they can take care your customer, right? The closest customer is our employee, is our teams, right? Then we can share, of course, give the excellent services to others. So please take care your employee, educate them about the HR, educate them about the green HR, about the environment, so that they can take care of your business.
Wow, extraordinary. Thank you very much, Pak Ari. And we just actually passed the 1st of May, the May Day. So it's the Labor Day. So the message is actually very relevant towards all the people of Indonesia. Once again, thank you very much for being with us. And that was Mr. Ari Cahyanto, one of the experts of the Green HR, and he's the Secretary General of the ISSP, International Society for Sustainable Professionals. Extraordinary, ladies and gentlemen, and decarbonizers, carbon activists all over the world. Stay tuned always in the another episode of Carbon Forum with me, Pumpida Hidayatullah, and until next time, we will discuss more and more interesting sort of topics in the future. Stay tuned. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.